Well, good afternoon. Welcome to Convertible Conversations. I've got the top up on my car today because it's cold. It's chilly. It's towards the 1st of October here in Kansas, and it's a little chilly. And I'm going to take you to my front porch. Nothing extraordinary about it. You know, we got flowers out here, and it's nice with the trees around here and a lot of green stuff, flowers around. And this is where I come every morning. Well, not when it's real cold. I generally come here in the mornings from about April until maybe sometime into November. This morning, when I was out here, it was 43 degrees. So I had on a couple of extra layers of clothing. Now, I didn't actually film this when I'm out here in the morning because this time of year, it's pitch dark. I generally get out here right at 6 o'clock, give or take a few minutes, and it's just pitch dark. There's some people running, jogging, walking by, and we know each other, so I get to have a little interaction there. And generally, I go inside now before the sun comes up. Of course, in the summer months, it's bright daylight the whole time I'm out here. Now, this is a place where I come just to have some time by myself. No noise, no TV, no radio, no music, no things like that. I don't have anybody else around that I'm expected to carry on a conversation with. And I can just sort of clear my mind and listen to God. I bring some things with me. I'll have a Bible or two, a couple of different versions. I have my journal. I may have a book that I'm reading or some things that I've journaled about in the last 2 or 3 days that I want to go over. But one of the things that I do out here is just sort of relax and kind of calm my mind and just sense being in God's presence, because we're in His presence all the time. And then I just ponder some things. So today, in the next couple of days, I want to talk to you about pondering, just thinking or ruminating about, running over and over in your mind, just kind of letting the thought capture you. I want to encourage you to ponder some things today. And you might want to just jot these down so then you can get someplace quiet and do it yourself. Have you ever done this? Have you ever pondered, thought about, considered, ruminated, turned over and over in your mind the fact that, the truth, that you are made in the image and likeness of God? You may have heard that phrase before. It comes from the Bible. I believe it's true about every individual, every person. You, yourself, put your name there, look in the mirror. You are made in the very image and the likeness of God. Now, you're not God, but you're like God. You have the same capacities in a human degree that God has. So it's important as we ponder the fact that we're made in the image and likeness of God that we know what God's like, wouldn't you think? If you have an image of God as being distant, aloof, angry, uninvolved, punitive, always keeping a list of things, that kind of stuff, it's not very pleasant to think that we're made in that image. Well, we are made in God's image, and the good news is He's not like that at all. And I talk to you about this all the time. God is totally good. He is love. That's who He is. He is love. And He is totally for you. He's absolutely for you. Everything He does flows from His unconditional love. No conditions at all. Everything He is and does and thinks and says flows from His unconditional love. Things like joy and peace and patience and kindness and goodness and faith and gentleness, compassion, mercy and grace. See, that's who God is, and that's who you are. You may not have known that. You may not act like that. I certainly don't all the time. You may never have thought it before. You may never have heard that before. But that's what it means. You are actually made in the image and likeness of God. So rather than me pontificate about this anymore, I really encourage you. Spend some time with God every day, just listening to Him and pondering things that you're learning about Him. Ponder, just sit down and go, I am made in the image and likeness of God. What does that mean? And then ask God, the Holy Spirit of God who lives in you, to tell you what that means. Whenever we need wisdom, we ask Him. He gives it to us. That's the way He is. So ponder that today. You and everybody you know are made in the image and the likeness of God. Thanks for joining me. See you tomorrow, and we'll talk about pondering some more things. So long, everybody.